There is a famous quote from Albert Einstein which says that you can never solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created that problem. Of course, this quote doesn't have a direct correlation to what I'm about to say, but somehow it correlates, I think, to some percentage. Here's the situation. To most of the foreigners or international people that I've discussed with, and then maybe we talked about how difficult it is to find jobs in Finland, I mentioned the role of networking, and I would like to mention it now, that the primary reason you don't find jobs in Finland is never the language. Language plays some role, but it's not as huge as it has been displayed in most of the parties. The main reason and the primary reason you don't find jobs in Finland is because of lacking the network that you need to find that particular job. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need the network. I'm going to discuss some other time why language is not the primary reason you don't find jobs. I'm going to discuss it at some point. So stay tuned. So that is number one. And I'm saying it correlates somehow to that quote which I gave you from Albert Einstein, that you can never, solve a particular problem with the same level of thinking that created the problem. Is that when now you tell people that you need the network in order to find a job, is at least to have a better chance of finding a job, the same people, they will tell you, I'm sorry, we don't have time for that. We don't have time to grow a network. We don't have time to attend the events. We don't have time to join that community because we are studying, because we are busy, because I have to find money. So I don't have time for network. All I need is a job. I need a job. I don't need a network. But the thing is, you need a network to stand a better chance to find a job. You must understand that. You must understand that. And once you have understood that, you have now to make deliberate efforts. That means you don't have to wait to get a free time to go to a particular community activities. You have to set time apart and say, I am setting this day and this time, I have to find a community to join. Most people, they would now rather sit down and say, I'm waiting for a free time so that I can use it to go and join a particular community. My brother. I don't know what you're thinking, but that's not how it's supposed to work. So that was point number one. Point number two, there is a saying which says that out of eyes, out of mind. Do you remember that saying? Out of eyes, out of mind. And it plays well here. Sometimes it's not that people don't care about you, but it's in the human nature to remember the things that you have just seen recently, not like past 10 years. You have just seen recently. Even if I would ask you, maybe if I show you number 5 now, and then after a few minutes, then I ask you, what number comes to your mind? There is a very big chance you would remember 5, not because you don't know there are other numbers, but because you have been shown number 5. And that's what happens. When you show up to some community activities, when you show up to some people, when they call up the events, when you show up to participate actively in making things happen, when people see you, then they stick you into their mind. So even when the opportunity passes by and it happens, they need somebody on that team, they would quickly go to somebody they can remember, and they would remember you if they have been seeing you. So this goes on regardless of the value of time that you think you have, regardless of the level of education that you think you have. If you have a tendency of avoiding these community activities, saying, okay, maybe I'm an introvert, I don't find fun going outside, mingling with people. Okay, keep on saying you're an introvert, but just understand that nobody will remember you when an opportunity passes by and they need somebody on that bus or something, or in that vehicle. That was my advice for you. So you have to make deliberate efforts to go out there. All you need to do is to decide what community or what values are you seeking in a particular community. And when you find like, okay, this community has the value which I need, then you can join and add some value to that community. That is what I can advise to you.